The Sustainable for All project is a collaboration between Forth Valley Sensory Centre and Forth Environment Link, funded by the Scottish Government's Climate Engagement Fund. In this short video, Centre Cleaner Duncan talks about the importance of recycling and explains some of the changes he's introduced at the centre to help reduce its carbon footprint.
Thank you for joining me today, Duncan. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us how you became interested in recycling?
Hi, good morning. My name's Duncan McPhee. I'm the cleaner here at the Forth Valley Sensory Centre in Camelin. I first became interested in recycling. Again, a lot of things, it was either by choice or else it was by the rule of the land. So in this case, I was stationed with the military in Germany in the late 80s, and they had recycling, and you had to recycle all your waste from your household. So from the early days, so coming from Britain, UK, we didn't have recycling at that point. So we were introduced to living abroad. That's then stayed with me. And then throughout the years, as it's been introduced into our own households throughout Britain, UK, is that we've evolved from that. So really it was through the military and being stationed abroad that I was introduced to it.
Thank you. In what ways do you see recycling contributing to sustainability?
It helps the environment big time. Our sort of way of recycling and the waste management has changed. I'm led to believe now that all our landfill sites are now closing or closed, and the waste is being distributed throughout different parts of Britain. With less going into landfills, and it's getting used other ways for either burning to produce fuel, it does help the environment. When you recycle your goods from your blue bins, in this case from the Falkirk area, or your burgundy bins for cardboard and paper, these can be recycled and then put back into the system. So you're not reusing natural resources from an environment to reproduce these things. We've already got them. You just got to sort of clean that product up, reproduce it into what it's meant to be, and thus sort of reducing impact onto the environment.
What sustainable practices do we currently have within Forth Valley Sensory Centre?
So I've been with the Forth Valley Sensory Centre just over a year now, and I was here prior to that. And since then, they've had a number of practices within the centre, and from recycling bins for food waste within the main kitchen where David, our chef, works, to then general waste, and then recycling the baskets throughout the centre for people to use. Through that, people sort of come in and hopefully they can understand where these things need to be put in their respective waste bins. We have evolved since then and looked at how we recycle, how we get rid of our waste, and we have introduced a lot more certainty waste bins, in this case general waste bins, recycling bins, as well as the baskets as well for that. But we've also introduced a lot more food waste bins with capturing a lot more prior to going in the wrong direction. So to give you an example, food waste bins have captured in the region of about 20 kilograms of food waste since around about the last May, since I've started to document it. But that's a capture over the 2 to 3 different areas where food is distributed for the halls, within kitchens, for permanent staff and for people coming into the centre. So 20 kilograms is quite a lot. That would have went into a landfill, but we've captured that and it's went in the right direction. And it goes into David's kitchen waste bin, which then gets put into composting. As for other recyclables, we've managed to capture a lot more glass and bottles, and they taken to a particular area and they can get recycled. There's not much from that, but if there's one, there's two, it still needs recycled. And as for various other things like batteries, just under 3 kilograms of worth of batteries, again, You can go to various points throughout the Falkirk area. Some shops have actually got battery recycling big large tubs, so you can put them into those. And then when it comes to the recycling waste itself, we've captured a lot more waste because people are now putting things into the correct bins. So your cans of juice, your plastic bottles. Paper cups, unfortunately, are not the best because they get contaminated with the liquid we put into them, so tea, coffee, various other things. And as we found out from the waste management company who look after us, they're not really great for getting recycled.
And how do you think we've made these sustainable practices more accessible to people with sight loss or hearing loss?
So with the use of bins that were put in place, and there wasn't many put in, but there was enough to sort of accommodate the footfall for the sensory centre. There's a correct labelling, so the bins are colour coded in such a way that the people can see, if they're able to sort of see the bins. There's signage on the bins, there's signage above for people to sort of see, and it's a reasonable sort of a large font for people to see, but also people who can't sort of see. There's braille above each sort of sign, respective sort of recycling or general waste. If you go into your halls, within halls 1 and 3, the recycling bins there, you will find an example of that, as well as through in one of the back kitchens. So there is a signage there to sort of make sure that people can put it into the correct bins. It's still on a trial basis for people to know where these things are because we don't move them. They don't get moved around the halls. So the signage is there, and then it's there for braille. The other one is basically education within the centre. So it's about informing people when they come in. It's about informing people who permanently work within the centre, the NHS, Falkirk Council, ourselves, to make sure that we understand about how we operate in our recycling and obviously how better we can help people recycle who have got sight loss.
Thank you.
Thank you.